left, it made me feel so sad. And now I feel so blue, I don't know what to do. 'Cause Jim was the best friend I ever had. Has anybody seen my worm? He's long and lean and slim. He's pink and slinky and he's kind of stinky, and he answers to the name of Jim. Yeah, he answers to the name of Jim. I woke up last night and received an awful fright. My pet word Jim was not asleep in bed. I don't know why he left. I'm feeling so bereft. I hope it wasn't something that I said. Has anybody seen my worm? He's long and lean and slim. He's pink and slinky and he's kind of stinky, and he answers to the name of Jim. Yeah, he answers to the name of Jim. Perhaps he went for a hike. Perhaps he's riding his bike. Perhaps he went to hang out at the mall. Perhaps he went for a walk with that pretty worm down the block.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, so something a little different. I really wanted to do an art stream, but I couldn't think what. And I keep saying I want to have some better stream graphics. And then I figured, why not try rolling those two needs into one? So I'm gonna be trying to animate something to use for a stream intro screen. I may end up not liking this whole idea and changing it entirely, but you know what you decide by doing. So I sketched out this little pose of me. The idea is I'll be like floating up and down on screen and have like a stream starting soon text. I don't know, I was originally thinking I'd be like off to this side like this and there'd be like negative space here, but part of me kind of likes the idea of just animating my ponytail like slowly flowing in the water to fill the screen. It's the kind of thing, like I could just go ahead and start animating a loop here, but what if I end up not using it, you know? But then again, it's not like I've not done things that didn't end up getting used. I mean, I could have myself over here and have the hair, like, come out this way, maybe. That may not work visually, though. I could also just have it, like, visible at the edge of the frame or something. Oh, hi, Tavern. How are you? Hope you're well. Good afternoon. My stream setup for this is a little bit scuffed, because I decided I wanted to have the whole flash window showing. You'd need a lot. Like, I don't know if it's physically possible for you to put in enough eyes to break Twitch chat. But if you did that, I might have to send you to Twitch jail. Oh, really? That's good. Tell me about it. What's got you so happy? I'm glad to hear that. I'm doing alright. Not beaming, but I'll take it. Should I have this here? I don't like having my ponytail interfere visually with my fins. Yeah, I'm okay. The struggle continues, as it always does, I suppose. Got my Purify open, yeah. Is there a way for me to have my stream chat visible over, like... Oh, that's great to hear. Yeah, I think I wanted to hear more about it on Monday, but you couldn't stick around long enough. I'm really glad to hear that went so well. Here we go. Separate Twitch chat window. No, that's not going to work. I'm just going to have to do without this. Alright. So... If I do any animation on this, which I plan to, it's just going to be the hair moving. Oh yeah, being a DM's got to be really challenging. I've sort of toyed with the idea for sweeps, but never really got invested enough to really commit to the idea. Let's start with like a better shape to this. I say this and then don't really make a better shape. Yeah, you pretty much have to consider your whole like play group if you're a DM, rather than just yourself if you're a player. That doesn't surprise me. What was like the setting and, well, setting. What was like the sort of theme of your one shot? Like, what did you cook up? You know what, I think what I'm gonna do... I'm animating this on like a 1920 by 1080 canvas, but I haven't planned out exactly how it's going to fit in the space. So I might just end up animating all the parts of this figure that I would like to be animated. Okay. Honestly, the story of how I took up art was nobody could stop me from drawing. Like, to the extent I got in trouble for it at troll school. Like drawing in class when I should have been listening to the teacher drone, that kind of thing. I should not sweat the details on the body at this moment. That, yeah, is, I think, probably the other main challenge of DMing. Just knowing that your players are not going to go down the path you wanted them to go down, and are just going to might well just make up their own bullshit story they want to go through, and yeah, everything you carefully considered is for naught. No, I just wasn't listening to the teacher. Well, they thought I wasn't listening to the teacher as much as I should have been. I was probably able to listen just fine, but while drawing, but no, then they weren't going to have it. Should I do this like more straight ahead? I'm going to try that, and then kind of resolve it into a loop. Should do this very roughly, not even worry about the timing too much. Actually, this should probably just go up, shouldn't it? Yeah, honestly. It's probably much the same in human school. Although I think in human school they're not allowed to literally cull the students. Well, at least maybe not since, like, I don't know, the 1700s or something. Then again, I went to a posh Cedarwell school, so it's not like many actual cullings took place. A bit too high up the Hema spectrum. I want to make sure I animate this in a way that it's going to actually use the space properly. I guess it should start to come down here, shouldn't it? Should also make sure this looks properly like it's flying underwater rather than in wind. This movement might be a bit too violent for that, even if it's slow. One thing I've wondered about people who have like a nice streaming intro that loops is, do you... This is like a really dumb question probably, but do you just have like a video file that that loops, or can you do clever things with like individual elements that loop separately, for example, or using like OBS plugins to have things move about? Don't lie to me, you didn't learn that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell at school. You remember that because it's a meme. Yeah, but if it's like got too many colors, a GIF isn't going to work. I mean, an animated PNG would work, but still. And I guess it depends what you want to do. Dark Maniac. Is that the originator of that phrase as a meme? Well, I'm just glad you've accepted the truth and decided to share it with all of us. Actually, you know what? I think I'm doing this wrong. I think this part also needs to animate. Yeah. God, yeah, I wonder, with a meme as kind of meme like that, it can get real tricky to know where the heck it came from in the first place. This is going to be such a long loop. What, you mean like just... I'm nowhere near silly enough for that. That's for sillier streamers than me. Maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll get to be silly enough for that. Changing volume as well. Well, true. But I gotta worry about one thing at once. And they're not necessarily gonna follow the same loop. I have my own particular logic for animating stuff like this, but I often think about Felix Colgrave posting an animation like showing his process for animating a flag like flapping in the wind, where he like here's the flagpole, and he did the animation in like kind of isometric perspective, so it used the same line for the top and bottom of the flag. And he was like, so the first step was I animated the air, and he like did like, so here's a dot, and like this represents some air, and then in the next frame it would be like, okay, the air has moved forward to here, so it pulls the flag along with it, and then in the next frame the air is further along, and so it pulls the flag along with it, and then it leaves and there's another piece of air. And I think about that all the time, because that's kind of the process I use, but in my head, whereas he did it literally. Like, I'm just kind of moving like a bump like along the length of the hair here, as though it's being pulled by like a flow of water or something. Felix Colgrave is a madman. He's mental. I need to check out what he's done since Double King. That short film ruled. Is another thing I think about all the time. Isn't quite hitting for me. Trying to imagine it in the frame, how it's going to fill the space. Like I said, I may end up just not liking this idea entirely. Kind of winging this. I would have liked to have prepared something to do yesterday, but I still wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, so I kind of threw this together in the minutes before the stream started. What I actually meant to do was take like an hour to sit down and think it through, but I ended up taking a nap for an hour. Woke up and was like, oop, time to stream. Shit. This ain't working. Maybe I'll feel better about it if the whole thing's rotated. You get to see the messy, indecisive process of me animating anything. And there is always just a possibility that I give up on the hair and focus on smaller things. Obviously it feels like quitting when I might do that, but let's continue for now. Another article about quiet quitting was going around on Twitter recently. What a fucked up phrase. It was, and the article was not even like trying to hide what it was actually like admitting either, which is that doing your job to a high quality is now like considered so inadequate for humans that they will find a way to call it quitting. Like, what the fuck? I thought Troll Society was messed up, but humans find new ways to astonish me every day. Maybe I will just... Like, starting soon. Could be, like, down here. Did you mean abstracted or obstructed? I answered that as if you meant obstructed, but I think you actually might have meant abstracted, and that's not the case. I'm not that clever. I'm not going to have the hair spell out the words starting soon. Oof. I mean, honestly, Twitter was the rallying cry against that particular article. Oh, I mean, I could have seen abstracted, but it would be in front or just in a different spot. I'm still figuring this out. I haven't planned things out entirely. Or what if I just like? Like, I may just decide, nah, animating this big ponytail is too much work, and focus instead on the smaller stuff. Because this is going to be, like, quite slow moving. Yeah, I tend to draw long hair a bit like that. I mean, it works. How would it look? Because I am just kind of throwing this together, but I do need to think about it actually as a finished thing. Like if I did it like this. I don't know quite what I'm imagining here. I mean, animation is arguably built with slavery, but don't tell anyone I said that. Okay, that doesn't really achieve anything, does it? Like, what have I accomplished by rotating these things around? Brick by brick, tock by tick. I kind of like that. That's quite nicely poetic. So if I then had like It's not bad, actually. Oh, from a song. Okay. Do you know who by? It's going to be just like part of the clothes here. Don't look. And I guess actually what I should do is start putting these into symbols if they're going to be separate loops. So, ponytail. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. So that's kind of on its own loop. Yeah, I like the G and the S fitting together like this. But let's continue. So these are going to be moving like relatively subtly. Flying salvias. Salvias, salvias. Interesting. Are they like, what are they like? Are they like prog rock or something? Or something less embarrassing than prog rock? I don't know if prog rock is embarrassing, I just kind of said that. I think I'm just going to animate a very minimal 3-frame loop on this to give myself an idea of where I'm going with it. Maybe 4. This is like a more simple back and forth motion. And is salvias a reference to the human drug salvia? Or is it referencing something else? Actually, I think that should be on slightly different parts of their cycle. A bit of overlapping action. There's an animation term for you. Overlapping action. When different things happen at different times. Amerikinda. I respect that. I don't know how well this is going to read with as rough as it is right now, but again, This is just me figuring out what I actually... the very broad strokes of what I want in this. Actually... the core on this layer. Oh yeah, you ended up obviously not being there for it, but I did manage to beat the Devourer of Gods on Monday. Then tested the waters against the Exomex and Supreme Calamitas, and they're a lot. Like, a lot. And even with the armor and weapon upgrades available to me after DOG, I have no idea how the hell I'm going to beat either of them because they're fucking insane. Having fun? Who's having fun? I'm here to win. Have you seen how much reading I do in my Calamity streams? Does that look like somebody whose aim is having fun? Okay, I think that kind of thing is going to work. Don't worry. Now you know. I'm here strictly for suffering. And winning. I guess... yeah, I guess I do need the whole... because this will all be moving just a little bit. Don't look. Correct, I'm not. Do I want to, like, have this... Nah, it is better when it's just going up a bit, isn't it? I don't know, honestly. I think mix, spelt MX, is commonly used, but your mileage will vary with that. Mysterious. I don't know how much this should be moving, to be honest. It's tied up pretty securely up there. Right. Oh, sweet. Hope it goes well. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy your afternoon and evening. Yeah, no, I don't think that's it. Frick. I'd make some kind of clever joke about Russian Family Feud, but I don't know nearly enough Russian to make it. If it was French Family Feud, I'd call it La Feud Famille. If it were German, it would be Der Family Feuden. How do you pronounce a Russian accent? I can't remember. I think I heard someone say once that to pronounce Russian properly, you have to talk like there's something wrong with your mouth, but that's kind of non-specific. And I think that person was a Russian teacher, by the way, for clarification's sake. Heavy Russian accent. Family Feud. I know, that was probably really offensive. Offensive, but I also wasn't brave enough to commit to it properly for it to be funny. Worst of all possible worlds. The problem I'm having is all I can imagine is Nadia from the Red Alert, the Command & Conquer Red Alert fucking Soviet cutscenes. It's my special brew. I prepared it myself. Just the first. I mean, Tanya's all-American, you know. But I'm thinking of Nadia. Was it Nadia? Is that her name? Did I say Tanya when I meant Nadia? Streamer brain. Don't know where I'm going with this. You know, I know I think I'm doing wrong. First. Without mixing any vowels and vowels. Formerly feud. Feud. What, like, you're not pronouncing feud like feud, you're pronouncing it like EU. Feud. Is that what a diphthong is? family feud. I'm going to feud with my family. I feel like I'm getting, like, closer to Dutch now. I think the joke people make about Dutch is that it just looks and sounds like nonsense. I don't know if I'm willing to be that mean to the Dutch, though. Does that mean that a phrase like air raid would be like air raid? Air raid. Air raid. God, I don't know if I can go on like this. Honestly, yes. I mean, that is... If on the rare occasions I do try to do a funny accent, that's the kind of thing I do. Like for a Scottish accent. I just imagine Bill Connolly. Just imagine I'm Bill Connolly up on stage doing one of my old stand-up bits. The things that multiculturalism has taken from us. Thick Russian accents. The ability to submit really racist cartoons to the Sonic the Comic art section for their multicultural issue. That's also a good one. Although, well, maybe it's not good. Maybe he's, like, fake. I don't know enough about the Demo Man TF2 voice actor to know if he's doing a proper Scottish accent. I've played TF2, like, once. Okay, I think this is starting to come together somehow. Oh, I'm gonna hit you so hard you'll have to each have a 2 each. What is that? What is he saying there? 2 each. I'm gonna hit you so hard you'll have a twitch, I think. I think that's not how like a real Scottish accent saying twitch would be like twitch. Ooh, I saw a wonderful TikTok of a couple of Scottish siblings feuding over their croissant. But the way that they pronounce croissant absolutely sent people. They said croissant. And I very much enjoyed it. Did you eat my croissant? God, I remember when the Meet the Team series started coming out and they were so cool. It was like, whoa, they're like doing real animation here. croissant. I have no respect for the French, as a people or as a language, so annoying them by pronouncing their words wrong is always okay in my book. The genetic mutual hatred between the British and the French is so powerful that it applies even to someone like me who is troll British, not human British. I don't think there's even a troll France, so yeah. Chew on nails for 4 days and subsist off iron brew for... I mean, is chewing on nails for 4 days another way of saying drinking iron brew? Just about. Trying to figure out how much I like this. Now, why would she lock the layer inside the symbol like that? That's just silly. It's honestly kind of funny that I've ended up doing this, just animating, like, hair flowing, because it has been said that that's one of the things I'm best at, animating hair. But I do find myself doing it a lot, for some reason. Ho ho ho, baguette croissant. Je suis le French spy. Gentlemen. Excuse me, hang on. That's a cough really badly. Hang on, I think I've got some cough drops still. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I haven't got many of these left, actually. There's like one. Yeah, there's like one left in the packet and it's broken in half. I don't know if I need to bless you for coughing, but thanks regardless. Okay, I may do some cheeky rotations here. Oops. How is Freeran? I haven't watched that. Seems to be popular. I just haven't bothered personally. Huh, okay. I guess I kind of should check it out just to see how it compares to Dungeon Meshi. Like, vibes-wise. I don't like that. Another show I feel like I should watch is Bocce the Rock. Because people seem to really like that. I just get put off by, like, the very sort of middling character designs. But maybe I should look past it. Yeah, Delicious in Dungeon's pretty good. I still think the manga's better. Although, again, I haven't been watching Season 2 of the anime, so maybe they've really, like, amped things up. But the manga's also very good, and I'm just a purist. I don't think I've even heard of Blue Lock. What's that about? I may slow down the other animated parts. Football people with mental illness. What the hell does that mean? Football people like people who play football. We're not talking about like anthropomorphic footballs here. I'll actually redo this one. Right, wrong layer. Huh. When you say playing their own game, is this like sort of image training Dragon Ball, like they're imagining a football pitch or I don't even know how to describe what I'm trying to get at here. Blue Lock. I will try to keep it in mind, just because I want to know what the hell you're talking about, frankly. I'm absolutely not above an anime with a really ridiculous sounding concept, though. No, honestly, I haven't... Like, things I haven't heard of is good. I haven't heard of Lie Eater, either. Although hearing that reminds me that I still need to watch Soul Eater. And I kind of need to read the Dragon Ball Super manga as well, because one of my friends who, like, recently read Dragon Ball all through for the first time in its entirety, is like, yeah, I started on Super. They weren't even really enjoying it, but I can't have any of my friends know more about Dragon Ball than me. Oh, that reminds me, Hamish is, if he's keeping up with it, probably going to finish reading Dragon Ball Z soon. I need to find out if he's going to, like, be Dragon Ball pilled enough to continue with anything else. Like, if he reads Dragon Ball if he watches Dragon Ball GT, I have to watch it as well, because, again, I cannot allow any of my friends to know more Dragon Ball than me. Well, you know, I'm definitely going to have a look at those. Because you are selling them. Despite your best efforts not to do so, you are selling them to me. I wonder if I'm animating these in the wrong way. I'm not sure. I mean, I didn't become jacked after reading Dragon Ball. If that were how it worked, then I think that we'd be seeing a lot more humans with stretchy limbs. I feel like I... And truth be told, Dragon Ball is not even like the most like insane manga out there for stupid physiques. Go look at Baki the Grappler if you want that. Which is something I want to get into, but I just don't know like how, because like I know there's an anime, but I don't know how complete of an adaptation that is, because the manga's like kinda been around for a while to my knowledge, but I can't, it's not one of the, like, I don't think the manga's been officially translated into English, and I can't even really find where you're supposed to, like, I don't think there's even a widely available fan translation of it. Or maybe I just wasn't looking hard enough. Why couldn't you do something simple, Lacuna? Something that would be easy and quick to do. No, you can't be having that. Yeah, but I wanna, you know? I wanna know what the stupid dialogue is, even if it's just a battle manga. I cast Fist. I mean, I guess you can do that. I have a vexing number of friends who are, like, actively learning Japanese. It makes me feel very inadequate. It really shouldn't, but it does. I think I'm too lazy and impatient these days to learn a new language. Unfortunately, one of my best human friends is Spanish. So I don't think I'd be able to get away with anything but like the most impeccable Spanish you've ever heard in your life. True. Well, I mean, this still doesn't solve the basic problem of I would have to learn a language. Do bear that in mind. And again, I guess if you're saying I just have to curse at them, then it's just I only have to learn the curse words. I could do that. That doesn't require me to learn anything. All I have to do is find a good enough stick. I'm sure they'll understand. They won't hold it against me too much. It is. It's the true universal language. The multiversal language, even. Everyone understands violence. Alright, time to save this as 2. That window didn't come up, right? Yeah, okay, good. Didn't reveal any compromising information. I don't think there actually is any compromising information in my Windows folders anyway. I'm pretty good about that stuff. I think the most compromising information you could possibly see in my Windows folders is that I do, in fact, have a not safe for work drawings folder, but you will never see it, at least not on this channel. Hey, do you remember Reboot? That CGI, like, 90s cartoon? That show ruled. Made me think of it, because the like, city that everyone lives in it is called Mainframe. I just remember at some point, and I think I must have missed the transition on this, but it like there's like a time skip where a character who was like a little kid in the first season or whatever it was is now like a grizzled, hardened adult, but I don't know what happened to precipitate that change. I must have missed the episode. But it was kind of wild to like see that happen in like a kid's cartoon series. Like, oh yeah, so here we're in the future now. Everything's worse. This character who was a happy-go-lucky kid is now like battle-hardened and cynical. Life has thrown him one too many challenges and he's not taken it well. It's like, damn. Life comes at you fast, I guess. And it's also funny how they made, like... Because one of the mechanics of that universe was, like, they are people inside of a computer. And whenever, like, they have this sort of digital city, but occasionally this big, like, just these big blocks will descend from the sky, and that's a game, and anyone who is, like, underneath one of those huge blocks, when it hits the ground, it, like, ends up having to play that game, and they play against the user, and then like, if they lose against the user, then they get turned into a null, which is just like a little, like, featureless blob. Which is kind of fucked up. And has weird implications for, like, how the computers in this world work, because, what, like, are you deleting parts of your CPU every time you win at a game? Is that why I'm gonna struggle beating the Exomex and Supreme Calamitas? Ooh, actually, Tavern, if you're still there, I have... you haven't had the opportunity to backseat me in Calamity lately, and I'm gonna ask you to give me a vague answer to this, but, I noticed that there's 2 crafting recipes for the summon item for the Devourer of Gods, and I don't know why, because I only seem to have access to one of the sets of materials for, like, the crafting recipes. Like, I made it using, Galactica Singularity and, something else, but there's another crafting recipe that involves, like, twisting nether and some other, like, dark plasma or armored plating or something that I just do not seem to have access to, and I just want to know, does that mean I've missed something? Because I don't want to go and look it up in case I spoil myself on something. Like, just yes or no answer, does this mean I've missed something? Yeah, no worries, I appreciate fact-checking yourself. I'm also conscious that I don't want this to look too much like I'm actually moving my arms. It's just the sleeves that are flowing. I think this works just about. Because I was looking at them and at the 2 crafting recipes and was like, oh, this is like a weird mistake, because I have access to one of these sets of materials, but not the other. But then I was like, oh wait, no, it's probably not a mistake. There's probably a good reason for it, and I just don't know what that is. I'm also aware of the very vague possibility that maybe there's, like, sort of like the Corruption Crimson thing. Maybe there's like 2 different progression paths post Moonlord, and you just like randomly get allocated one of them per world or something. But yeah, I'll wait for your answer. Appreciated, yes. Ask away. What bosses have I killed after Plantera? I've killed the Ravager, Golem, Lunatic Cultist, Moonlord, Plaguebringer Goliath. These are not necessarily in order at this point. Greater Sand Shark. I think you were there for that one. Frick. Dragon Folly. Yarim and the Devourer of Gods. Or Yaron and the Devourer of Gods, not Yarim. Important difference. What else? God, I don't actually remember what else. What else was in my relic room? I'm sure there's more than this. Like, I beat Dragon Folly. I think Dragon Folly was the first boss I beat after Moonlord. That gives you access to... Oh, I've beaten Providence and her Guardians. Yeah, I have to have beaten Providence, I think. What else? Let's go through all the biomes. I've beaten the old Duke. Yeah, let's go... Hang on, let me go through all the biomes. So in the Sulphurous Sea, I did the Tier 3 Sulphurous Downpour, Acid Downpour, and I beat Old Duke after a substantial struggle. In the Ice biome, I don't think there's any post-Plantera bosses. Like, I beat Cryogen ages ago. In the desert, Greater Sand Shark, like I said. In the jungle, like I said, Plaguebringer Goliath, Dragon Folly. I've actually beaten Providence in both the Hallow and the Underworld. Because, yeah, I'm aware she has some slightly different drops, but I don't know... Maybe it didn't count one of them? No, I definitely got both of those exclusive drops, because I got the wings that she drops if you beat her in the Hallow, and she has a different drop in the Underworld, and I also got that. Give me whichever answer you think gives away the least. How about that? And I may be setting myself up there because I know that you can be pretty cryptic with the riddles. God knows you made me work to figure out Crabulon existed. Are there any bosses I'm forgetting? Like, I did kill Astrum Deus, but I actually did that before even doing the mech bosses. Oh, hang on. I killed Poltergeist. I forgot that one. I've killed Poltergeist. I knew I was forgetting one. I have at points felt like there might be some other boss in the dungeon than Poltergeist that I've missed, but I think that may have been a misconception on my part. Okay, I may just have to accept that I've missed something then. And I'm not going to get the answer easily. If you don't think you can give me an answer vague enough to not give the game away, then don't worry about it. I'll just live with it. Like, I'm just not sure where any boss I could possibly have missed would be. That's the big thing. Good question. I mean, I have beaten... Oh, if you're talking about... Hang on. You know what? I think she actually might. Yeah, I feel like there was something she dropped that I was like, what does this do? Unless it was the Rune of Kos that you're talking about. In which case I have also beaten Cygnus, Envoy of the Devourer. That's how I have Twisting Nether at all, but yeah. God, there's so many fucking bosses, I keep remembering new ones I have beaten. Yeah, what did Providence drop? I can't remember. Like, I've beaten her a couple of times, obviously. Okay. Guess I just have to do some more thinking. Yeah, leave it at that. I think I just have to look a bit harder at stuff I've already got then. Because I was worrying that I had just, like, entirely missed something. Like, literally, there's just some place in the world that I somehow haven't covered. And if I go there, there's some obvious thing. But it looks like I just need to think a bit harder about stuff I have done. At least lets me know. Yeah, like... There was I do know there's... Oh, there is... Okay, there is actually something I want to ask you for some... Just some straightforward clarification on, if you're still able. There's a drop that... or something I think you can craft... once you beat Providence that gives you, like... her, like a version of her 3 guardians. I forget what it's... Oh, the Profaned Soul Artifact, that's it. And that can be crafted into some other item that's, that, like, the tooltip for it says turns you into an emissary of the Profaned Goddess or something. But there's... Apparently she is able to drop that crafted item, but the game tells you how, but its wording isn't quite clear. It's like beat Providence with only the Profaned Soul Artifact. And I'm not quite sure what that means. Does it mean you have to have no equipment on you except for the Profaned Soul Artifact? Like 6 empty accessory slots and that item in one of them. I haven't dared try. Okay, no worries then. Yeah, maybe that's something I'll just have to try. Another thing I haven't done yet, which I don't think I would have been able to do until just now. I think I might just be strong enough to fight the primordial worm at this point, because I did this off stream, but since I beat Devourer of Gods, and I've also farmed up the materials from the buffed up Frost Moon and Pumpkin Moon and Solar Eclipse. I've now got like the Auric Tesla armor set, as well as the Murasama and some other exceedingly powerful weapons, so I might just about be able to kill a primordial worm now, and I wonder if that'll drop something that will enlighten me. I'm probably going to do that before I try the Exomex and Calamity on stream, or Calamitas. It also surprised me, I said this at the time, but it surprised me that I'm even able to fight Supreme Calamitas at this point, because I had it in my head that she's like the final boss of the mod. And maybe she is, I don't know. Maybe you're able to summon her at this point to get a taste, but I'm actually miles off being able to beat her. Don't answer that question, by the way. I don't want to know. But yeah, I truly do not know where the progression of this mod is going. It's like I've met Draydon now. Seems hostile. Condescending. I think this just about works. Yeah, what did Providence drop? Well, I'll think about it later. You know what, I think... Oop. I keep doing this. I keep, like, thinking, what if I'm tilted a bit more to the right, but I'm just not quite sure I like it. I need to figure out why I keep thinking it might look good and then it not doing so. I think I like the contrast of the body. The line of action of the body is, like, very broadly like this, and the hair is like that, and I like that cross. Yeah, well, I was kind of talking about both of those. Like, you can upgrade the Profaned Soul artifact into the Profaned Soul crystal, I think. But you can also get the Profaned Soul crystal to drop from Providence if you beat her in some way that the wording of it isn't quite clear to me. And I just want to make sure I'm understanding the wording right. Because the stuff you use to craft the Profaned Soul Crystal seems like stuff that I think I genuinely don't have access to yet. Like, I can't remember exactly what, but yeah. If I just shrink this down. think this works well enough for me. Should make the loop really, the timeline really long, so I can see how these loops interact properly. Whether I'm going to clean this animation up in Flash or not, I don't know. I'm just doing it the roughs in Flash because that's the easiest for me. I may end up dipping back into CSP's animation features at some point. But I also might not. Okay, that's about what I thought, yeah. This also suggests to me that, like, I was also wondering if there's, like, some off chance that the Profane Soul Crystal is, like, a progression item. But if it is, then it's definitely not meant for my current level of progression, so that's fine. Yeah, I guess I just got some more thinking and searching to do. So I might... It occurs to me that I have... Damn it. I was thinking I should make sure these symbols are at the correct scale, but I don't think it, because I've scaled them on the canvas, but I don't think it actually matters really. Just being a stick in the mud. Nah, I think it's. I was wondering if it would be better to put the starting soon text. Okay. I was thinking maybe it'd be better to have the starting soon text be in this like negative space here, but I don't think it matters. Okay, yeah, I getcha. Interesting. Okay, I guess now the next thing to do is start tying this down a little bit more, not full cleanup. Oh, you know what? No, I should do this completely. I'm gonna have like a blink cycle on the face as well. Oh no! Can four people not successfully coordinate? Love is over. Honestly, yeah, that's the story of my life. honestly, half my life is battling with myself to be understanding of people not giving me all the attention that I want, flaking out of proposed hangouts. I think I was thinking about this recently, and I think that what I experienced roughly aligns with what seems to be described as rejection-sensitive dysphoria, which is a misleading name because it has nothing to do with like gender dysphoria. But basically, it's where you just like respond very negatively to any like perceived rejection of yourself. And I think that is definitely accurate of me. I get very frustrated when I'm trying to like get people to hang out with me and they just like, you know, like they say, yeah, let's hang out next week, and then next week comes and I'm like, hey, when do you want to hang out? And I just want a day, and they can't commit, and then the time comes and goes, and it has to be like, oh, we'll do it some other time, and like I know it's just because they have their own lives and there's no like necessarily big special reason, but I end up having this like big internal struggle where I feel like my choice is either to hate them for being an unreliable friend, or to hate myself for being obviously off-putting and making it so no one wants to actually hang out with me, but feels too bad for me to just say they hate me. That's a little maybe me getting a little bit too real there, but yeah. I mean, I can't pretend it is logical or fair. That's just what it is. And that's why I struggle against it. Like, if I explain it in objective terms, then yeah, it sounds silly, but in the moment, I can't make myself believe anything but the worst one way or another, and that's frustrating. I feel like this is quite right. God gives the softest pillow to the smallest kittens. I mean, I've obviously heard that structure of saying before, but I've never heard that particular iteration. Usually it's like, God gives his toughest battles to his sluttiest clowns, you know. Usually it's Purple Blood saying that version. At least in troll culture. I don't know what kind of humans are the ones who'd say that. the eternal struggle of animation. Remembering how you want to animate a fucking blink. Okay, I'll have a more organic loop for that at some point, but... Okay. Oh wait, wrong. So the reason I make this symbol of a white block is because Flash doesn't let you just make layers semi-transparent, which is what you'd normally do when cleaning something up. Actually, maybe I just need to be zoomed in more for this. Oh, 6 chocolate cake pieces. Did anything, was there any special event? Was it someone's birthday, or did you just treat yourself? Although, to be honest, once you get to the 6th slice, I don't even know if that's a treat anymore in my eyes. Oh, Plum General, hello. Good afternoon. If it is indeed afternoon for you. Oh, nice. I'm thinking I either must have been an absolutely enormous cake, or you kept an admirable amount of it for yourself. Either way, happy birthday, King. 30 minutes off. I'm trying to remember, Plum General, if I know if you've said where you, like, what part of Earth you're in. Definitely puts you to the east of Greenwich Mean Time. EST. Oh! Oh, God, I have no idea. I'm so bad about human time zones. Swear to God. I'm going to see if I can try to have my reference up with the chat visible. That's better. It's so annoying to me that America has more than one time zone, because I have friends and I have to be like, and all I know is that, like, they're in America because I'm lazy and stupid and bad. And I can never remember, like, are you EST or PST or some secret third thing? I don't know, but you know, that's my cross to bear. This is actually just too small. How is your Calamity playthrough going, Plummet? Was it you who's just started a Calamity playthrough? I think I'm remembering that right. Trying to remember my... Nice! Yes, good. Yeah, Hive Mind ended up being the first boss I beat in my Calamity playthrough. I just got really, really, like, bullheaded. I knew that I should probably be trying to beat Eye of Cthulhu or King Slime first, but I was like, no, I have found this new thing and I will kill it. I don't think, yeah, I remember obviously seeing the flare gun upgrade in the crafting recipes, but I think when I saw it, it was like inaccessible to me and I ended up just forgetting about it. But just sort of testing it out later, it did look pretty fun. Because I know you mentioned that you fought Crabulon as well, and as Tavern who is in the chat will remember, I did not know that Crabulon existed until I was approaching the end of pre-hard mode, and he, in fact, had to drop cryptic hints to guide me to figuring out Crabulon. Battle Cats, have I heard of that? Is that related to Soldier Purbeasts? Actually, hang on, that sounds... I'm going to just look that up real quick. Battle Cats. Have I seen this? I don't think I've even seen this. This looks like the kind of game that I should have seen a bunch of streamers playing. Like, why is there a Hatsune Miku Battle Cat? What the fuck? When did this come out? Free to play Tower Defense. Oh, okay. Oh, it's from like 2012. Okay, so it's not like a flavor of the month streamer bait game. My god. What a world we live in. Why has my OBS jumped to that side? There we go. I mean, I cannot allow myself to play a gacha game ever again after spending an entire sweep literally addicted to Cookie Run. I'm never doing that shit again. But, more strength to you if that's your thing. I mean, if Terraria is a gacha game, then like everything is a gacha game. Like, that's getting into, like, what an RPG is. You know, like, oh, technically in any game with a story, you're playing a role. It's annoying doing this in Flash because I can't flip the canvas. This is the price we pay, I suppose. I don't have a set end time in mind for this stream, but I can't go too long because I ended up taking a nap, I didn't go to the gym before stream, so I have to make sure I do that afterwards instead. I mean, you could also say that if you play Terraria hardcore or Minecraft hardcore, you're playing a roguelike. It's, if anything, more pure of a roguelike than any of the actual roguelikes that come out these days. Alright, thanks for hanging out, Tavern. Good to have you here. And thanks for the tips. We'll see if I can figure out what the hell I've missed by the next time I stream Terraria, which will probably be Friday. Dark Castle. Give me the rundown on Dark Castle. What does it look like, and why is it called that? It's the Epic Fest counterpart of the Uberfest exclusive unit, Castle the Scourge. Essentially, the Epic Fest versions of Uberfest units are dark versions. Okay. Epic Fest and Uberfest sound like fucking World of Warcraft conventions. Well, I hope that you enjoy your overpowered cat. I'm going to assume that 2931.03 is in fact a very large number for this game. I used to be, like, mildly into the sort of, you know, Newgrounds like Flash, tower defense sort of games. And it kind of terrifies me to think how, what the genre might be like nowadays, and I think I'm learning a little bit of that. And this is from 2012. Although I must... Is this game still, like, actively updated? Is it still live? I'm sure I mean, I'm definitely not going to watch it on stream, and I will just find it myself, but thanks for the offer. Jeez. What a time to be alive. I don't know if I like the perspective on the socks here. Might just make these uneven. Update what, 13.3. Well, if the game came out in 2012, that means less than one major version per year, but, well, That doesn't mean that's the only updates. Kind of respect a slow update cycle in a live service game, if I'm honest. Does this game... So, are the cats in this game all, apart from the Hatsune Miku cat, in quotation marks, are they all, like, their own creations, or, are they... Do they have, like, meme cats? Is there, like, Long Cat in there, or, Taco Cat? Do they have Grumpy Cat in there? Okay. Are we talking? Are we talking like Mikudanya, whatever it is? Is it like this? Oh, 4 legs. Well, hang on, I'm cooking. Just have 2 extra legs wherever they fit. I mean, I'm just... I mean, this could have been Sexy Legs Cat. I didn't know at the time. They can have this one for free, if that's not one of them already. Tell Ponos that's on me. I gotta say, the name Ponos makes me raise an eyebrow, because that sounds like how... it sounds like you're just censoring yourself saying penis. They do. I know there's like a... This is a little bit of a tangent, but there's like a Japanese like trading card game store called Hareruya. But sometimes English speakers get like weird about saying the name Hareruya, because it's literally just like a rendition of the English word hallelujah. But the English speakers are like, wait, am I allowed to say that? Am I being racist if I say Hareruya? Or should I say hallelujah? But no, they said you're saying you're putting on the accent for this. I'm pretty sure Nintendo is just formed of like some actual Japanese words. Like the 10 in Nintendo, I'm like 80% confident means like heaven or sky or something. I'm not going to worry about layer ordering here. Although this has reminded me that there is like a Japanese brand of soda called Pocari Sweat, which is weird for English speakers because they're like, what, is it supposed to evoke that you're drinking sweat? But I think for the Japanese speakers who cooked up that name, it's meant to evoke that you drink it when you are sweaty or something. Actually, I don't think this one should even... I've never tried Pocari Sweat either. I assume it's just like lemonade. Is level 30 the maximum level? I'm going to guess so. This one is right. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness, it's squeaky. Hello. It's an animation! I'm doing animation. That's why it's in Flash. Although, I'm aware I could be doing it in, like, Clip Studio Paint, but I didn't want to. I'm still not completely confident about animating in anything other than Flash. I may end up switching to it for, like, cleanup or something. Well, I've never used Critter. That's lovely to hear, Squeaky, but to be fair, everything has animation these days. Okay, the thing about Papa's Pizzeria is that passed me by at the time, but I have seen streamers I know play it. There was like a mini resurgence a while ago. There's the animation for you, Squeaky. Thank you. All I know is animate hair, eat cold chip, and lie. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure on this as a concept, but it's good enough. I think I'm making myself do something. Maybe you're going crazy. What Windows sound? Do you mean like a Windows error sound, or what? Maybe I bumped my mic and I didn't notice, I don't know. Oh, how did your facade stream go, by the way, Squeaks? Squeaks? I don't know if I like that. Forget that I called you that. I don't like that I called you Squeaks. Well, other people can call you that then, because I still don't know how I feel about it. Oh, saving their marriage is hard. What I mean is, did you have fun? What did you manage to make them say funny, to lead the conversation in a funny direction at least? It's honestly kind of like, Facade is baffling to me, just in like how ahead of its time it feels. Like, obviously you can sort of see the cracks, but just like, how was this made back then, you know? How did they fucking do this? It's ridiculous. I do not know Seaman. I mean, sure, I believe you. I'll take your word for it that there is a fish man with a human face. Like, I'd go Google this, but I think Googling Seaman is not going to do anything for me, you know? It's their search engine optimization is not up to par. I might actually... don't know if I need this drawn in. I've got the roughs. I think this is just going to distract me from the actual necessary part of the animation. Yeah. So this loop is very rough. I think actually I'm going to tackle some of the less elaborate stuff first, just to save myself a bit of a headache. Yeah, I've really given no thought to how I'm going to finish this when I get to that point. Plum General, that sounds a little bit like the, sending your cultists on a crusade in Cult of the Lamb, only with funnier potential outcomes than just them dying. God, that's actually a missed opportunity now I think about it. There should be the possibility that they come back and they're like, oh, I found another cult that I like better, and they sent me to come kill you, and then you have to fight them. Hang on a minute, what the hell did Gamatoto do to get arrested at an elementary school? Do I want to know? Do I even want that to be said on my channel on twitch.television? Maybe don't tell me. Cult of the Lamb's great, but I will say, I think that, like, I guess I haven't played Binding of Isaac, but I think that the like, specifically the combat of Cult of the Lamb is probably its weakest element. Like, it's fine, but people love it for the, you know, the town management, or cult management aspect of it more. But it's definitely good. They did release the sex update relatively recently, so now would be a good time to try it. Something that's occurring to me about this starting soon screen that I'm drawing is it's not going to really jive with the current set of music that I use for my loading screen, so I'm going to have to... I think I may have to commission something, but I guess that's a while off. Like this... Assuming I don't decide after this stream, oh, actually, I don't like this, I'm going to trash it, which I'm going to try not to do. It's gonna, like, take me a while to actually finish this. And by a while, I mean fucking ages. Because as is my wont, I've given myself way too much work to do on this. I admire VTubers who are willing to just have, like, a silly little doodle of them doing a 2-frame animated GIF dance on their loading screen, but that is not my life. As I said before, I'm only here for suffering. Not for fun. I'm going to try not to be too hard on myself for this, though. Gamatoto was permanently disturbed in the women's locker room. Why was he disturbed? Well, I guess, you know what, I'm assuming maybe Gamatoto is in fact a she. I don't think there's been any specification so far. Oh, I think I've just remembered what the Seaman thing Squeaky was talking about was. It's like a fish guy in an aquarium, isn't it? With a human face. Like, for some reason I was imagining like a bipedal and anthropomorphic fish. But no, suddenly the memory has come back to me. I think this is another thing I only know through reputation. I've never experienced it directly. Would you describe it as a game? Yeah, this fucking guy. This is what they were talking about. Oh, courtesy of Sega of America. Of course Sega did this. Oops. I don't know what you just saw there, because I minimized my window for a second. It's kind of hot. Gamatoto sounds like a menace, I've got to be honest. He sounds like maybe he needs to be kept away from women and children, or people in general. Part of me wants to look up what Gamatoto looks like, but part of me wants to never know what he actually looks like. So that my imagination... Because maybe my imagination is more entertaining than any real image of this man. Probably shouldn't fuss over this so much, but what else have I got going for me? Well, that was a depressing way to express that thought. Oh dear. I mean, you know what? I'm not surprised, actually. It sounds like a Gamatoto plush was an inevitability. Okay, I think that's better. Ooh, soft pretzel and cheese sauce for breakfast. That sounds decadent. But yeah, enjoy your breakfast. Good to see you, Squeaky. Kamatoto went... Damn, that must have been an absolutely horrendous one-liner to go bankrupt from. And I thought I wasn't funny. I can't... How am I not able to control the volume of this one fin? You know what? I should be animating the one on the other side as well. I'm going to make this a different colour so that it... actually, no, it's fine as it is. To be fair, I think anything you find in a public toilet is a dark secret. God, yeah, you know what? You know specifically what the name Ponos is reminding me of? There's a Fate Stay Night doujinshi where a couple of characters are going to have sex, but the guy is a moron, so the girl has to, like, coach him through the process. And what she's saying is, you have to put your penis to my vagina and jam it in, but the words are censored. But the way when you censor a word in Japanese, you don't go like asterisks. You put like circles. The people who translated this doujinshi kept that in the translation. So when she says penis, she says Ponos, and vagina she says, and they're just meant to be circles, but they look like O's, so it looks like she's saying put your Ponos to my Vagu. And that's seeing this company name has like unearthed that memory from my mind, so I decided I had to inflict it upon you as well. Hey, you learned something, a little bit of cultural exchange. This bizarre meme came from the specifics of how text is conventionally censored in Japanese. The Fate Stay Night anime sucked fucking ass. Or at least the original Dean one did. Maybe some other movie adaptations of the other routes were better. Like maybe the Unlimited Blade Works adaptation was good, but the original anime was terrible. I mean, I played the actual Fate Stay Night visual novel, and that was probably the most intense week of my life, because I literally just... It just, like, completely consumed me for exactly 1 week. I did nothing else but play Fate Stay Night, eat, and sleep. It was wild. Oh, I think I've done this wrong. Oh my god, I'm such a dumbass. Okay, well... I was drawing the wrong frame. Can I salvage this? Not really. You know what, fuck, I'm just going to chuck that away. Doesn't matter. I think I was getting into a rut anyway. I really ought to watch Nichijou. Unfortunately, at the time it came out, I was in kind of like a bad phase of my life, and I thought I was above anything KyoAni did. Thankfully, I'm past that now, so I should give it another shot. Like, it's probably pretty good. There is likely to be a reason so many people regard it highly. Oh yeah, no, I'm well aware that it's like... that's what it's like. Oh, huh. You just not have, like, the stamina for a protracted story. That's interesting. I think, honestly, I'm kind of the opposite in that I gravitate more towards things that just have a lot of continuity. Oh, yeah, I guess length is a factor. I watched Toradora. It was good enough. Yeah, Toradora is fine. Like, it's pretty good. I don't know if it's not my favorite of that genre. But my favorite of that genre is His and Her Circumstances, and it will never be supplanted from that, because that's like maybe my top 1 anime of all time. It's all His and Her Circumstances is a weird one though, because it like doesn't end properly, because supposedly the manga author hated the adaptation and kind of got it canned, so their budget fell apart and it just kind of collapsed towards the end. I was gonna say, I don't feel like I've heard of Glitter Force. Wait a minute, have I heard of Glitter Force? Wait, is this like the English name of a Precure series? It is! Wow, I didn't know they were still... Yeah, that's the English name for Smile Precure. I didn't think they were still doing this kind of thing these days, as in completely renaming a series for the English market. That's weird. Yeah. Precure is another thing that I feel like getting, quote, into Precure is unrealistic, because that's like getting into fucking Super Sentai or something. Like, it's essentially a genre. Just through volume, but I should watch at least a couple of Precure series, because I feel like I want to know what's going on. And I'm definitely not above, like, Magical Girl anime. I like those perfectly well. Ojamajo Doremi is one of my favorites of all time. I mean, Toho probably has, like, a couple of unofficial anime. Like, there's going to be some, like, more than one short, at least, adapting, like, a game or two, you know? But the way you're saying it sounds like there's a series that I don't know about. I've kind of fallen off Toho. I need to get back into it. I haven't played a game since Hidden Star in Four Seasons. I know it's become like maybe, well, I remember that like because Hidden Star in Four Seasons released on Steam, Zun asked like the English fan sites to not like illegally host the games anymore, which is kind of fair enough, and they obliged. And I don't get the impression that the older games have been made available on Steam, but I might be wrong. God, why am I spending so long drawing this fucking tiny part? Okay, but tell me this. What's your, like, how good are you at Toho? Are you like I've beaten multiple games on, insane, what the hell is even the hardest difficulty called? Lunatic, on Lunatic difficulty, or are you like me in like well, because I've never even managed to beat any of the games on hard. Is that the... Yeah, like, I can beat them on normal, just about, but yeah, I just am not good enough. Maybe that's like a goal I should set myself, like, beat a Toho game on hard. And the only like extra stage I've ever beaten is the one that doesn't count. I think it was Hidden Star in Four Seasons, which just has an abnormally easy extra stage for some reason. No, it's fine by me. I like how yap has recently sort of entered the lexicon as a common way to just say talk a lot. I kind of like it. Like people will say they're going to do a yapping stream, or this is a yapping game. It's cute. Can we agree spring is the worst season? I don't want to, just to be contrary, but I feel like I'm going to have to agree. Yep, even for a sea dweller, that happens. Sea hay fever's a bitch. Gets me every sweep. Yeah, I'm actually, like, slightly worried about that soon. In case it, like, interferes with streaming. Because I can get, like, really fucking bad. I'm just hoping they give me a break this time around. Oh, I forgot to do the back one. Hopefully it's one line. Honestly based. I probably try to... I think my issue with my own art is I get too fixated on drawing, like, realistic anatomy, where I should just... I would probably make my own life a lot easier if I just settled on, like, cartoonier proportions. I think I've fucked something up here. Like, I have a lot of friends who I sometimes get envious of because it seems like they just draw a lot more freely than I do. I guess everyone feels like some insecurity about their own art, whatever form it takes. It's just the way it be. Mostly what I used to draw was Sonic the Hedgehog. That was like how I started drawing. I think I remember like a drawing I did that might have been the first drawing I did of Sonic as well, which is a weird thing to remember, but it was like, because it was based just on having played Sonic 1 on the Game Gear, and like because it's that small and the sprites aren't clear, I didn't quite get what his design was. So like I didn't get that he was like a head and a body and like his muzzle and eyes and spikes and ears and stuff. I just drew like I don't even know if I got that he had like one eye, but I think it was like this. Yeah, and I think his body, and I think his arms were just like out behind him like that, his legs spinning. And I think he was in Green Hill Zone or something, because I drew like some doofy ass palm trees or the silly flowers. I just have like this fairly vivid memory of this. I think I did this drawing twice too. Like I did it a second time with slightly more on model Sonic. That's kind of that's all my memories are made up of. Just like complete like weird over specific things. Don't know what I think of this. Should remember the details here. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to animate this on 2s or on 3s. Because there's a perfectionist part of me that's like, you have to do it on 2s, Lacuna, that's how it has to be. But putting things on lower frame rates can like actually be better sometimes. Gives more of a specific feel. And in particular, a lower frame rate can make it feel more relaxed, which is definitely what I want to go for here. Like, I haven't even really put in proper timings here. These are just, like, I haven't counted precise frame numbers. Yeah, these aren't even going to match 2s. They could almost match 3s. Well, we'll see. Might end up regretting not committing more. What I'll probably do is animate just this one part to, like, the full extent that I decide I'm going to, just to have a sort of baseline laid out for everything else, and then I'll do everything else in, like, stages all at once. As in, I'll in between this completely, but then I'll, like, do the hair, but I won't in between the hair completely. I'll, like, neaten that up and then look up the keyframes on that, and then neaten up the hair frame keyframes on the clothes, something like that. A sort of iterative process. Hope you enjoyed that Windows sound. I don't know why Flash does that anytime you zoom using the... by putting a number into the zoom level field. Something I hadn't really thought of until that moment. I'm not entirely sure what the background of this is going to be either. Like, this is kind of an upshot, so it should probably be, like, just looking towards the surface of water. Although it's not, like, that much of an upshot. Like, the angle's pretty subtle, so I don't know. It might just be some vague watery stuff, and I'll have to do some work in After Effects again to do that. Don't know if I mentioned this in an earlier stream, but lately I've been, like, watching a lot of the, like, my YouTube recommendations cycle has brought me around to a lot of videos of, like, the StarCraft 2 campaigns for some reason. And it's weird how, like, I played those in their entirety, and I enjoyed them plenty, but there's a lot that I didn't remember for some reason. But I did remember how, like, for whatever issues one has with, like, the way the story in StarCraft 2 went, well, one, the campaigns themselves were fun. Like, and I've become conscious of this from playing a lot, you know, from playing the Command and Conquer Tiberian Dawn campaign and the Tiberian Sun campaign, how, you know, it's kind of the Wild West of real-time strategy campaigns in those days, and no one had really figured out how to make an intuitive campaign with like varied objectives and making things clear to the player. But also how like each one of the 3 campaigns is kind of hard carried by like one character who just like the dialogue in those cutscenes is like usually really bad. Like out of proportion to just, you know, standard sci-fi video game level of dialogue. Like they did better in Brood War and somehow lost something in SC2, but like in Wings of Liberty's campaign, Tychus is just great, and in the Heart of the Swarm campaign, Dehaka is extremely fun to listen to and watch. But my favorite is in Legacy of the Void, because Alarak is just absolutely fantastically entertaining. I need to go and look up his voice actor, because whoever it was absolutely ate, like just completely upstaged everyone else in terms of pure charisma and entertainment value. He's so funny without like being a comedy character. That's like, for me, the mark of a really good character, when they're funny without being a joke. Like, I love the way I'd forgotten this, but you sort of encounter him relatively early in some like random mission, so you like have his presence in the universe established, but later he like breaks onto your ship because he's decided to defect against his former master, who is the big bad of the campaign, and join you. But he does it by like breaking into your ship, beating up, like jobbing one guy and then jobbing another, but like non-lethally, and completely condescends her. She like puts him in stasis because she doesn't trust him while he's trying to negotiate, and he like lets her kind of do it for a bit, but after a bit he's like, okay, bored now, and he just like casually breaks out of the stasis chamber like it's nothing. And yeah, he just like kind of steals the whole show, and his voice acting's fantastic. I feel the StarCraft 2 Protoss voices frustrate me, because in Brood War, there's a lot of variety to the Protoss voices. Like, they all have the kind of, like, sort of affectation to them. Well, that's not the right word, but they have, like, effects on them, like they're talking to you psionically, because they are. But, the voice acting and casting in SC2 leans too much towards, like, having them talk in a kind of, like, I am an honorable warrior, or I am a strange mystic with bizarre powers that you cannot understand kind of thing. Whereas in Brood War, a lot of them had like a lot more sort of bite and personality to them. Like Zeratul is the most egregious of this. Because, you know, he's like the oldest motherfucker you've ever met. He's like from a race that lives for thousands of years, and he's old by their standards. And in SC2, they really kind of just drop him into his voice into like I am the Dark Prelate Zeratul, and I have seen terrible things in this universe, and it's very tiresome and boring. But in Brood War, he's got this like real cut to him. It's hard to describe, but he's like severe but not humorless, and I know a lot of it is probably like they weren't going to be the same voice actors. I think some of the old Brood War voice actors literally died in the interim or something, but still, I just feel like direction and casting decisions could have been better. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna clock off soon, because like I said, I need to go gym, then I need to get dinner, and then I need to sleep. But I think what am I trying to say? I don't think I want to draw any more frames on this now, but I might try and reorganize the timing in a bit more of a sensible way. Actually, I might change that frame a bit. I want this to be up a little. Man, imagine if I actually finish this and have a loading screen that isn't just the bare minimum that I threw together. Actually, now I think about it, this whole thing should be more up like this, shouldn't it? To match the other spines on the fin. Because I don't want this to be like really floppy. It's like, you know, they're supported by like cartilage and stuff, but it needs to have some flex to it. I'm suddenly out of nowhere getting insecure that I've like gone with an obvious sort of movement for this. It's just up and down, where really it would have been more interesting to have it sort of as if the like flow of water is coming in this direction and it's kind of moving more in three dimensions. But I'm going to try and put those thoughts aside, and for the sake of, you know, giving myself a fucking easy life for once. Okay, so what I might do... that's no longer necessary. And I still don't know if I'm going to animate this on 3s or 2s. But I'm going to act as though I'm doing it on 2s. 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So, how do... yeah, no worries. No one is obligated to do anything or talk a certain amount. I think that's about what I want for this. Yeah, that looks like a good amount of movement and a good speed. So I think that's going to form the basis for the rest of it. Alright, I am going to stop there because I got stuff to do, but thanks very much for being here. This has been nice, it's been productive. I learned some things I never thought I would learn, like that Gamatoto is a very suspicious cat, and there's some anime I should watch. But yeah, I'm going to be back on Friday. Let's... God knows what the hell I'm going to be able to achieve in Calamity on Friday. Will I beat any of the Exomechs? Will I be able to beat the Supreme Witch? Who knows? But we'll find out then. Until then, have a good week. Goodbye. Don't let the bed grubs bite. And I'll see you later. Farewell.
My best friend ran away, and when he left, it made me feel so sad. And now I feel so blue, I don't know what to do, 'cause Jim was the best friend I ever had. Has anybody seen my worm? He's long and lean and slim. He's pink and slinky and he's kind of stinky, and he answers to the name of Jim. Yeah, he answers to the name of Jim. I woke up last night and received an